Like a dog sitting over there in the corner. He's looking under um the door because he seems to think that I actually don't know what this dog thinks about. The point being is that he wanted to get in the room. And he scratched on my door, so I let him in. And then within 5 seconds, he was whining at me to leave. And so I let him out. And then, like, literally, I shut the door, click, scratch, like that, click, that quickly. He was already, you know, doing the thing. Am I peeking at all? I don't think so. I think I'm good. Regardless, howdy, we're back. In one form or another, we're back. Yeah. It's funny. I don't really care about audio quality for this thing anymore. I could do it with whatever. I considered throwing on the headset, plugging it into my phone, and hitting record on voice memos. You know? Just do something simple like that. But I think if I did that, I'd fall asleep. I need this level of intentionality to, make it happen. The dog is whining again, if you hear that in the background. There's also a fan in the background. I started using it when the AC for this house went out a couple weeks ago, and I have just been using it since. Because I found out how nice it was to have a fan on. And that does mean that there's just constant white noise in this room. And it's never quiet. I considered turning it off for this, but like I said, I don't really care about audio anymore. And I think the fan adds to the atmosphere of the room, if you know what I mean. I saw Moneyball tonight on the home TV. Just me, my brother. Home, he didn't watch it with me. He found a dog on the road that got hit, and now it's something that he holds on to. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, who knows what we're going to do with the dog later, but it seems like he's gotten pretty attached to the thing, like he's sleeping with it. He's sleeping with the dog. Unbelievable. So, I normally use a windscreen when I do this thing, and I'm just not doing that this time because I don't know. I didn't want to get it out. Also, when I use the windscreen, I'm like right up on it like this, and I don't want to do that for my audio. You know what I mean? Now the dog is whining it. What do you want? Finn, chill. Do you want out? Get out. Get out. Leave. Do you want to leave? Okay. Gosh. Now you're whining again. Open the door. Leave. Get out. Instantly starts whining as soon as the door closes. Oh my gosh. You can go up there. Up. 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 Yeah, up. There you go. Now shut up. I'm going to kill myself. Okay. Holy. What a What a oh, man, I hate that dog, dude. I really do. He just like, what does he do? You know, what does he do? You know, what is it? What does he do? He he just bothers me and asks for shit, and then he doesn't provide anything for anybody, and he's still whining over there for some reason, and it's like it's unbelievable. No, I need to stop talking about him. Get on my nerves. My nerves. Anyway, we're back. It is Saturday, October 12th, 2:49 in the morning, almost 50. My sleep schedule is in the gutter, as always. Once again. Doesn't help that I'm a single man again. That would explain a lot. So that sucks. In other news, I'm just going to recap this last couple of months here in short succession. So here we go. What did we do in March? I think it's been since March, honestly. Let's just say what happened in the summer. So the summer happened. Yay. I bought a camera. I think I talked about that. Kind of a big deal buying that camera. I bought more shit for it today. So that's cool, I guess. Yeah, went to Sedona with, apparently not the soulmate. Just the mate. The temp mate. And that was cool. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Nah. Nobody who knows about that would actually listen to this thing. So that's cool, I guess. Also, I can just say that everything in this is a lie, and nothing is real, and I'm playing a character. Regardless, nobody actually listens to these things. Just me. When I record them. Live. And never again. Did that. Went to LA with the mom and the brothers. And that was cool. Saw LA. The movie business, right? The movie business. What else did I do? Made a movie. Working on another movie right now. That's kind of my life right now. Oh yeah, I teach band. I do that. Teach at a high school. The high school I went to. Yeah. I finished a movie with my friend and good partner in crime. Just crime, nothing else. Mac. And that was honestly fantastic. I have no complaints about the entire process. Usually there'd be some sort of oh, this sucked, and then this also sucked, and then I didn't enjoy this, and here's the tea on this aspect or whatever, right? Nope. It was just a good time. I can talk about it a little bit. We can talk about it. It's called Credit Man, and it's based off of, well, you would know if you were listening to this because Mac's episode is what Credit Man is based off of. Credit Man is basically a loan salesman, breaks bad after he realizes that in order to be successful in sales, you have to be a bad person, and that's as basic as it gets. and a lot of fun. I was the co-producer on this thing. I was also the director of photography. I am the colorist, and I'm also the editor. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, this is just riveting content here. Thank you for those still listening. Those meaning me, myself, and I, of course. Can't forget about I. Yeah, great production. I mean, just I mean, obviously the film could have been better in a lot of ways. You say that about professional films. Could have been better, of course. But that, I guess, my point in bringing that up is that wasn't the point of what we were doing there. The point of what the reason we were doing what we did. Let me tell you. Now, the reason we were doing it the way we did it was to create a good vibe. Basically say, hey, if you make a film with me and Mac, or Mac and Ben, however you want to, Ben and Mac, Mac Ben, Mac Ben, Ben Mac, whatever. If you make a film with us, it's going to be a good time. And everyone had a good time. And that's kind of what you want. And when I say kinda, I say that because I don't think a lot of people think about that. They're just like, oh, we have this creative idea that we would like to execute, right? And it's just not gonna, we're just gonna do it, and that's it, right? But I don't think a lot of people think about, oh, I really want this production to, to feel good. I want people when they, when they have when they show up to set, it should feel good. You know what I mean? They should leave set and be rejuvenated or whatever, right? I don't know. I'm just talking in circles. I'm tired, man. Anyway, the film was great. I'm working on it right now. Have it in the edit room. I've switched over to DaVinci Resolve from Final Cut Pro X, and I'm still gonna edit this podcast on Final Cut Pro X because that's what we do, man. That we get it done. You hear? We get it done, and we're gonna get it done. Oh, out where? Oh. But yeah, I don't want to bore you with outdated tech talk, because by the time I check back on this, it'll be in 50 years, and I won't care about how I edited on DaVinci Resolve, or that I don't use Final Cut Pro X anymore. I won't care about those things, so I'm not going to talk about them. Although it might be interesting to see what I cared about right now. And that's the big question, right, of this entire podcast. If you can even call this a podcast. This is more of audio logs you find in a video game, right? Of these long lost characters, these NPCs, kind of a cheap way to give life to these characters that you don't really see in the game. It's also something else to give the the player to collect it and shit like that. So I don't know why I just dipped into Matthew McConaughey there for a second. Shit. You guys don't know about that, man. Oh yeah, I got a hat. I'm looking right at it right now. Over in the corner of my room. I have 40 corners in this room, and that's why everything is in a corner. Because we are nothing but straight edge around these parts. No, I got a hat. It's from Akubra. They are called Akubra. It's from them. I bought it from them. They did not give it to me. It was not cheap. And that makes it good because it's expensive, right? No. It's black. Everyone calls it my Indiana Jones hat or my cowboy hat. Only one person has really talked about it as an Australian hat, which is what it is. In hindsight, maybe I should have got a cowboy hat, like an American cowboy hat. I don't know. It's entirely possible. Maybe I should have got one. I don't know. I think the Cobra is better for actual sun protection, which is really what it was for. It was not a fashion statement. If I need a fashion statement, I can always get a Stetson or something like that, which I might do, but those are also very expensive, and I need to stop spending money. I am running out of money. I am buying too much camera shit from B&H. What are you doing, dog? Anyway. Stop whining, bro. Chill out. Chill out, man. Oh my gosh. What was I saying? Anyway. Yeah, I got a hat. Awesome. The fantastic news. I think that this might be the best news I've ever heard in my entire life. So, yeah, I got a hat. Very, very awesome. And in other news, I did some other things. What else did I do? Dude, honestly, I have my AirPods, my earpods plugged into this Focusrite Scarlett 2i 2 3rd generation, and the connection is kind of shit, so I sound like terrible in my ears, but hopefully I'll sound good when you hear me. But yeah, I don't know, man. What am I even talking about, bro? Oh my gosh. Holy. Life recently, yeah. I guess I could talk about band. Let's do that, cuz this is something I actually enjoy doing. Because most of my life right now feels terrible, even though I know it's good. Let's talk about that, actually. Like, the crazy perspective shift that happens when you go through like a breakup or something like that is absolutely mind-boggling. And it's weird because I know that I will be better. Not just in the sense of, oh, I'm going to become a better person, but like, I'm going to feel better soon. And whether soon is 2 years or 2 months, I really don't know, because it was about 3 weeks ago now that this happened. And it hurts more than it did then. Think about that. Talking to myself right now. Think about that. Makes you wonder, right? Like, oh my gosh, was I like... what's the word? What? Yeah, like when you stuff your feelings, when you put it away, put it aside. Was I doing that through the entire experience? I don't know. There were tears, so I definitely felt something. Couldn't tell you. I don't know. But yeah, the crazy perspective shift that is when you go through loss like this, it's kind of nuts. Let me take a drink of water. Because before I was with them and I was like, oh man, life is like kind of meh right now because I'm trying to get film jobs and I'm not getting them. It's like a dry spell. It was the summer. Summer's always dry. That's just how it goes, especially in Arizona because nobody wants to be outside in the summer. And that is entirely justifiable. Why someone would want to do that. But yeah, I was like, oh yeah, film is kind of in the crapper right now, right? So maybe I should. I wasn't actually thinking that I should take any action. I was just kind of feeling sorry for myself when that happened. And now film is popping. And when I say popping, I mean like I may have taken on too many projects. Like that type of problem and popping. Complete opposite, right? I'm like, ooh, I have all this stuff that I want to do, but I don't have time to do it because I got so much stuff I'm already doing. Like that's a great thing. Don't get me wrong. But then you go through like a breakup in the middle of all that. You're like, oh, nothing matters. Right? Like, how does this make any sense? It doesn't. None of it makes sense. And that's the whole point. Because I know it doesn't make sense. So does that make it make sense? Because I know it doesn't, but it still doesn't make sense because I'm aware it makes sense, but yet it still doesn't. Right? Because that all makes sense, what I just said. You hear me grinning right now? It's because it's insane. And it's like, what is life? They say, what is life? The answers will be had on the next episode or after this commercial break. The answers will be had. That effect is achieved by sticking my microphone into my cheek and then talking like an old man. Yeah. It's something I just discovered because I normally have a windscreen there and now I don't. Whoa, the world of possibilities. It's endless. And it starts with a dynamic microphone. No. Speaking of which, there's this... How do I explain this? Because it's so bad that no one understands it. Right? But then I can't explain it. So does that make me bad? I don't know. Find out next. So there are these, I would call them bay doors. Yeah. Let's call them bay doors. There are these bay doors. Just turn down the brightness on my computer and now I'm like, wow, I should have did that 5 hours ago. There are these, the garage doors and you pull them with a chain, right? And every garage door chain mechanism has a lock like this. You pull the chain through a V, and then the way chains go, it's like one is flat, one is angled. Like that's how chain links work. That's the whole point. Anyway, you pull it through, and then you can stop it on the middle of one of the chain links, right? And then you wrap it around, and you're done. Seems easy enough. There is one right way to do this, and I assume there was like a couple wrong ways to do it, like as with most things. I have been proven wrong, and there are apparently 50 billion different ways to do this incorrectly, and no one has done it right, ever. This is at my work, right? And like there's one right way to do it. I do it the right way every time because I'm better than everyone. And that's what That's what I'm trying to say here. Is I'm actually a superior human being because I understand how chain locks work. No. There are so many ways to not do this correctly, and I'm baffled that I don't have the creativity that these people do. Like, every day, I go into work 4 days a week. That's not true. I go into this area of work 4 days a week. And every single day, I go in there and the chain is done wrong, but in a different wrong way. Right? Like, this has been going on for like months. It is done wrong differently every single time. And it's honestly shocking. Like, how, like, because I feel like I know, okay, I have it on good word that it is the same person that sits at this desk where this chain link thing is every day I come in and see it this way, right? How is it that they have discovered so many ways to do this wrong, and yet they have not come by the right way to do it once? Which here's the thing, right? Now this all sounds like a bunch of jibber jabber, and why are you even talking about this? He's looking for content, right? No. Here's the thing. They have to undo that chain every time and pull up the garage door, and then it locks the same way when it's up, right? Guess who locks it down every single night? Me. Which means they clock in the morning and undo the chain, which is done in the correct way. They see it done the right way. They have to go through the work of undoing the chain set in the right direction. And then they redo the chain in the wrong direction, but a different wrong direction every single time. Like, what? Are you kidding me? I don't understand it. And the moral of the story here is that I should be smarter to have realized that there are so many wrong ways to do this. I foolishly believed that it was easy to do, but actually people are creating matter out of nothing by creating these false solutions for this garage door thing. Now, isn't that great? So, yeah. Why is this? Oh my gosh, this is really lagging. Holy darn. This didn't... I don't know why it's lagging like this. 1 second. Okay, now the thing's not lagging anymore, and I'm really not sure that was a problem worth stopping the entire thing for. But we are back now, and we will continue on where we came from. So yeah, welcome back to another episode. How many? Gosh. Let's talk about Credit Man for a little bit, or let's talk about band, or let's talk about life, or something. Let's talk about the world and why the world just you just can't win in this economy. Okay. Yeah, band. Let's talk about band. What's going on, band? So band and video have kind of been merging together recently in this Frankensteinian type of thing. And so basically, I was a volunteer drum tech last year. This year, I am an actual paid drum tech. That's pretty good. Which reminds me, once this fall break is over here, I should really call HR and get my money's worth. Yes, and get my money's worth because they can't pay me because they spelled my damn name wrong in the invoice section. So, yeah, I gotta go figure that out. And the other thing that I gotta talk about is that, well, what else do I have to talk about? I have nothing else to talk about. Band. Yes. We are in a weird year, man. Like, this is the last year that I think they can be good at what they do. Because next year we're going to lose a lot of people. We're going to lose a lot of people. And it's just not going to be good. These are the best people, actually. These are the best. These are the best people. And what they're doing right now for this this terrible Trump impression that... If he gets elected, I absolutely need to get on top of like a good Trump impression. Because if I don't get one, like, and he becomes president, like, what am I doing, guys? Like, seriously, like, I need to get on that. We'll see what happens. If he gets elected, it's happening. We are doing it. We are practicing it. We are watching debates and speeches to dial it in. So, yeah, I kind of want him to win just for that reason, so I can pull it out at parties and get laid. Yeah, that's how you... that's how you do... That's how you do it. You just, you pull the Trump impression, and everyone loves you. No, yeah, anyway, these kids are really good this year. They're all right. I think this is as good as we're going to get in the drums for, what do you call it? I just got the memory of me in marching band saying, I'm going to switch schools because they have a better drum program there. Can you imagine if I did that? What a terrible idea that would have been. To switch schools? Fuck. First F-bomb of the podcast. Congratulations, you've made it this far. Yeah, that would have been terrible. List of things I'm so glad that I was delusional enough to not follow through on. Switch schools freshman year because the drum program sucked, apparently. Which it did. Yeah. You win some, you lose some. Okay, anyway. What was I saying, bro? What was I saying? Yeah, the kids are really good this year. They're not going to be better than they are this year or next year. I think I can lay that out. We have a couple seniors on the line, and we kind of need them. At least on the upper battery. I have invested in a new pad. I bought a new pad because the old one sucked. Low key. Yeah, the new pad is really good. I'm very happy about it. There's some cool freshmen on the line because they actually care. Freshmen that care? What is this, Christmas? Yeah. Freshmen that care? What is this, Christmas? Yeah. Sorry, I had to do that accurately. Yeah, it's I am inspired to be a better person by those people. And it's weird that it's easier to improve yourself for other humans than it is for yourself and yourself alone. Yeah, people are like, oh my gosh, self-love. It's like you must hate yourself if you don't want to improve for yourself. Oh my gosh, like that. No. It's just easier the other way, and that's as far as I'll get into it. Because it's a really traumatic experience. Anyway, yeah, I used to be late all the time, and I'm not late anymore because I gotta show up early for that stuff, man. I got to. I have to be better than them. I can't be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you guys are late. This is terrible. When I am showing up late, right? We can't have that. We cannot have that. My mic etiquette has been so bad this podcast. I'm actually let me grab the windscreen because yeah, let me do that. Mr. Dog. You just land on my bed with your eyes wide open, pretending to be asleep. That's not scary at all. Ugh. All right, let's get this baby on here. I'm gonna turn you down a lot, like a lot, a lot. We're doing it live. We're doing it live. Okay. Yes, yes, we are back, baby. We got the oh, jeez. We got the windscreen on. We got we got my mic. Let's make sure there it goes. The earbuds working right. We're back, baby. We're back. Okay. Anyway, maybe the podcast will sound a little better now. Hopefully, that's the goal, right? That's always the goal. Okay. Now we're really loud. Yes. Turn you down quite a lot. Yes. More like that. Okay. So the kids they're doing good. They're doing good. It's hard for me to be like, I can't believe you're late when I'm also showing up late. Like that's not good. That's a bad thing. Yeah. It's a bad thing. And their music is actually a little bit difficult. A little bit difficult this year. So I've actually had to look at rudiments again and be like, oh shoot, I should probably like get good at drums again, I should like do that, man. I should be, what I want to do? Okay, there's this one kid in there, he's the center snare, and he's really gifted. And I don't understand why he loves drumming as much as he does. Like, I know he practices because he's the only one who like actually visibly improves when we tell him stuff, or is like, oh, take this home and practice it. Yes. But the other staff who are there during the school day, they're like, oh yeah, during lunch, all he does is he just drums on his pad all lunch. I was like, oh my gosh. And he's like, his parents, he said his parents, they steal his pad away from him, his drum pad, before vacations because they know he's going to pack it and then just drum the whole vacation. I mean, if that's not like wholesome as fuck, I don't know what is. I do not love drumming that much. Like, that is not me. And I kind of, okay, I don't need to love drumming that much, but I need to like at least approach that stratosphere to like minister these kids properly about the god of drumming, I think if I'm proselytizing and I don't know what I'm talking about, it's harder to be convincing when it comes to this type of thing. Which is true and not wrong and actually factual. And I would say it isn't false and could possibly be in the realm of something that people would accept as fact. Uh, I said a lot of nothing there because I think that a previous statement was like, what I meant to say is, if I'm not like if I'm not hyped about this stuff, I can't expect them to get hyped about it, and that's just how it is. Um, I'm hyped for them. Like, I want them to have fun because I know what this was for me when I was in marching band. Like, these are some of the best years of their teenage lives, and they don't even know it. And I can tell them that, and I might have alluded to that idea, but you really, you can't, yeah, you can't communicate that, because that only matters when there's scope. Because I can't say like, oh, you remember your single digit years? Remember you were 5? How much life sucked back then, but now you look back on it, you're like, oh, I didn't have to go to school. That was great. I can't say like, I can look back at my teen years now that I'm 21 and I'm so old and so wise and just a wealth of knowledge that, those were the best times. Like 19 was kind of an year, low key. Or maybe it was really good. 20 fucking sucked. 20 was terrible. 19 was actually pretty good. 19 was like the last year that my eyes were closed like a lizard who needed its eyes opened because it's still too young. This whole idea that college is like, I don't know, college to me, the way like film school, like hello, it's just fun. College is supposed to be fun. And unless you're doing like biochem, like some of my friends who are in that field, and I'm sorry about that. That sucks. Wish you the best when you thrive in this economy off of your massive salary, and all of everyone else is like struggling to buy eggs at the supermarket. So you're putting in your time now as opposed to later. So good on you. Regardless, like when I was 19, I was getting out of doing a biochem, psychiatry, chemistry type beat thing. Right, I was getting out of that. And I was going into film. So these were like my first film classes. And it was shocking to me. I was like, oh my gosh, I get to do this. And this is class. Like my homework is give me like a step-by-step process for the plot for your favorite movie. Like, are you kidding me? Talk about movies? Like that's homework, right? It was crazy. And I'm getting heated. It was crazy because like that type of thing is like I do that with my buddies now, right? And to do that as homework, it was too good to be true, and it is too good to be true, because that type of thing, it's like, I don't think people realize, like, oh, like I see people like okay, because I see this on Instagram, and I used to see it on Snapchat when I had Snapchat. It's like I will see people post this whole like, oh, like, look, we're watching a movie in class, and it's like they are in college, they're paying for this. Sometimes they're at university, so they're paying like big bucks, bro, to like do what? To do what, bro? Oh my gosh, like seriously, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of money. Sure, it's fun, but that's all it is. It's just fun. Like, if I remember anything about the first film classes I ever did, was they were just fun, man. Like, it was a good time. And the later film classes I did, I had to actually make films for, but only because I took the classes way too seriously. And I remember when I was recruiting the crew for some of these films, like we talk about something like Breathe or Murphy's Law, or the first one I did, the 4-hour movie that has like 3K views now for some reason, even though it's a shit movie and I hate it every second of it. It's terrible. Like there's one cool shot in it, but that's, it's 2.5 minutes long. It's a waste of time. Anyway, all these films, I'd assemble crew for these things, and I'd tell them like, hey, I am trying way too hard on this, but it's intentional because it's just a good way to get experience. And they're all like, yeah, that's like a really good idea, man. Like, for sure. Yeah. And they were right. I got more experience, and I gave people more experience doing this. And it's in people's reels. People who won't talk to me anymore still put my films in their reels, which I think says a lot. I think it says more about so if someone puts something in their reel, that's like representing who they are as an actor or a cinematographer or a director. Like, that is who they are. So if someone puts something you worked on, or even like were really in charge of, into their reel, that's a big thing. That is a compliment. That's like the biggest compliment you can get. And I think, and if they're like your friend, it's, like, oh, I put our film on your reel. Like, yeah, of course you did. Like, yeah, good job. But if there's someone who like has low-key blocked you, shadow blocked you, and they don't talk to you anymore, and they've unfollowed you, and they still put it in their reel, and I see that shit in their reel, it's like, yeah, like the film was too good to deny, right? Undeniably good work. I think that says a lot more about a film that you've made than it does if all your friends just repost it, because that's what they should do. They're your friends. All this to say that I wish I could communicate to these freshmen and these sophomores and whatnot, and these graduating seniors, just how, like, how good they have it right now. And I should become a professor, bro. Like, I just like proselytizing and professing ideas that I care about, and big, just stuff for people to listen to. I have a big ego, okay? I want people to listen to me. I'm recording myself in a podcast right now. I mean, like what are we doing, bro? If you haven't noticed, I like talking. Okay? That's just how it goes. I used to hate talking, actually, low-key. I used to really, really dislike it. And then I had to, like, kind of be manageable at it to do stuff like this, like a podcast or interviews or, directing on a set, teaching. And now, like, I can't turn it off. It's it's really hard for me to just sit there and listen now. And I think that's something I really need to work on. Yes. We could always get better at these things. Anyway, something else I've been thinking about with the whole band thing is that, like, it's so funny to me. Like, I was watching Moneyball, right? And I really thought about this. Let me turn myself up, because if you need anything, it's more of me. I was watching Moneyball, and just the way, like, I know it's a movie, and, like, everything's, played up in there, but the way that you should lead, like, be a leader, and you just, like, you don't talk to your team that often. Like, I know the whole, like, oh, don't fraternize with the youth and your clients and the people you teach and the right? But it's weird. Like, it's a little bit different for what I do, because number one, like, there's the age gap thing. They are minors. So there's already like definitely don't fraternize with them. Like, that's a bad idea. And I'm not tempted to do that. But it's just interesting to me, like, how you should a little bit, but where that line actually is. You know, like for example, like when it comes down to it, people have their own friends. Like the leader is not the friend. The boss is not your friend. Unless you're friends outside of that context, then it's a different story. But most people make friends in that context, you know, like in their own way. For like the last football game I was at for them, you know, they meet the other band and they all talk and they mingle and all that good stuff, right? And I was like, what am I gonna do? I just sit there and I wait for them to come back because I'm babysitting them, you know, at this game, and I'm trying to give it. Yeah, like they have their own friends, and it's like it's a little weird because it's like, oh, like we're hanging out of this game. It's like I would like someone to hang out with, but like I gotta remember, like I'm not there to hang with anybody except maybe the other staff, you know. Um, and these games, it's like a really good opportunity for me to candidly like throw things out for them to do, you know, like, oh, hey, like, would you like this to happen? Like, I can't really just talk shop with them during rehearsal because they're focusing on learning a specific thing. This is the only time that like I really am kind of hanging with them because we're just doing stand tunes and stuff. So I'd like to be like, hey, like, I'd like to write a cadence for you guys. I think that would be cool. I'd like to write some drum beats. You know, would you be interested in that? Or, you know, they're practicing and it's like, I'll be drumming on something. Oh, what are you playing? Oh, this is what we're playing. You know, like, would you like to learn this thing? You know, stuff like that, as opposed to, here's 5 warm-ups and get them done right now. You know, I wrote them a primer. Matt's been writing them primers, and they're like easy stuff. You know, I wrote them. It was kind of long, kind of hard. Takes a minute to do. Oh my gosh, a minute? Really? Oh, it's like a page, right? Oh, I don't know. I may have gone overboard with that primer. That's possible. You know, I don't want them to like hate it. But so far, only 2 out of 6 have turned it in, and they're both the tenor players, and the tenor players are good. Like, they're good. Oh, I'm gonna undo this real quick. Oh my gosh. Yeah, like the tenor players are really good. So and they're the only ones who've turned it in. So that doesn't help. I'm now holding the microphone. If I sound any different, that is why. Yeah, I mean, come on. Come on. Like, did I go? I don't know. I guess we'll find out if I went too hard when none of the snare drummers turned it in by the end of the week. They were supposed to have it done last week, and I gave them another week because nobody turned it in. So, you know, I think it's easy. I think they're just intimidated by it, but, you know, whatever. It's fine. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, the film. I could talk about Credit Man. I should really get Mac on and we could discuss Credit Man at length. Do a bit of a director's commentary, maybe. Would be interested in that. I don't know. Maybe. It's possible. Yeah, I would love to do like just a like start, stop, like a pause director's commentary with Mac. I think that'd be really cool. I think I'm actually gonna stop this now because I can't do hours like I used to be able to do. I can't believe I did like an hour and a half like of this one's just yapping. Just oh my gosh, I must have really thought I was cool back then to talk for that long. But yeah, I'm gonna sign off now. I will. I'll catch you later. Eventually, and yeah, hopefully it won't be like 8 months before the next episode of this thing. That is a solo episode and not a guest episode. So, yeah. I will see you later. Yeah.